I'm Harry Howell, and I've been a fan of David Bowie for, I don't know, the past year, I think, ish, a bit more maybe.
So why are you a fan of David Bowie?
Because he's different, he's not the same as everyone else. And there's not like a group of people that, he's not really a genre, so like you can't really say that he's even like part of a group, he's just him, isn't he?
So what is it about his music that you like the most?
I prefer his songwriting skills. Like, I don't generally seem to click with his music, like certain songs and stuff. I usually like the later stuff, but he's just a genius. Like, stuff that he did is pretty mental, really. Like the way he did stuff was so different to everyone else, and is still different to everyone else. No one else is there to like what he did, and yeah, just think his songs stand out.
Can you explain how it stands out?
Well, he was sort of not afraid to do stuff that everyone else was. Like, a lot of it's like, whether you like it or not, it's really different. Like the sounds and effects that he used were so like sort of like after his time, like sort of like seemed really futuristic. But the stuff like he used back then was stuff that people were just like sort of learning how to use now. So.
Has he had any influence on you at all, in any way?
His songwriting has, yeah. The way he used to cut up like old newspapers, and then just pick random words and then shuffle them up, and then put them in some sort of order that made sense. And then like he'd have a song, so like all of these people and like the hipsters thinking that he's sort of like really deep and meaningful, but he's not. He's just using newspaper, like just completely random words out of a newspaper. I thought that was pretty cool. That's influenced me and stuff.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Is there any specific song that you can?
I can't remember the name. It's the sort that goes, I'm an alligator. That one. I don't know the name.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I'm not very good with song names, but
Yeah.
that one was cool.
That's it. Do you feel he had an impact on how music is today? And if so, how?
Yeah, to a certain extent, and then also no. Like nothing's the same. Like no one sort of followed in his footsteps, but they've like taken aspects of his music. It's like the random key changes and stuff. Like people have taken that, but like no one sort of tried to copy him necessarily. Yeah. No one's tried to become the next David Bowie, which is quite a good thing because there's only been one, and like there will only ever be one, which is quite cool. But yeah, I don't necessarily think he's influenced every. I think he's influenced sort of specific genres and stuff. I think maybe indie, maybe, like the more sort of hardcore indie people, like, but not any mainstream music. I don't think that's influenced by anything. It's just a lot of computer and stuff.
If you know any, is there anything that he done during his career that stood out to you, or anything? If you know anything, interviews, performances, or even songs or anything.
Trying to think. I like the song "Life on Mars." I think that's cool. I remember. That's not. Oh, it's really annoying. I can't exactly remember the facts, but that's like everyone was thinking it was about a certain thing, but it was actually about something completely different, which I've always found cool, like the fact that music can make people think it's about something, but in one like the person that's created it is completely different. Like, I think people thought Life on Mars was about getting away from Earth, but I think it was about a girl or something. It was about like, the life of a girl. I think, I don't know, I'm probably completely wrong, but like as an example, yeah.
Yeah.
I thought that was cool. The fact that he like people still speculate on his lyrics and stuff because they were so like weird and random that like people just like make up their own stories to his songs, which I think's really cool. It's not really, I don't think so. I think because they were so different, like there's no other sort of songwriter that people can speculate that much on, because I think like, you know, like most songs you can sort of be like, all right, I know what that's about, like that's generally about one thing, but like it could literally be about anything, like the amount of random stuff that he said in the songs. You could pick a subject and be like, all right, that could be completely different.
It's quite hard for someone to make a song that the audience can create a story to.
Yeah, exactly.
It must be so hard to make.
Yeah.
Do you feel he taught people anything during his career, and if so, what would that be?
Don't be afraid to be different. Like it's well cringy, but like as like all seriousness, like not without being like all hipster and stuff. He did, like he was so different. Like when he went away for ages, and like he gave like, I think, didn't he give all of his money to like charity, like all of it at one point. Just started again. Yeah, I thought that was crazy. No, that's mad. Like for someone just to do that and like, yeah, just be different. It's like, it's alright, because everyone like you say David Bowie, everyone knows who he was, but no one's like, oh, he was weird because he was different. Like everyone loves him, don't they, really?
For sure, it's quite a step if you're doing something no one's ever done. And if
Yeah,
you
exactly.
All your money to charity, people probably think you've lost it.
Yeah, definitely. But no, he still had a career after it and stuff, like.
Exactly. What's your favourite thing about his character?
His
Him as a
character.
person?
Like I said previously, I think he just wasn't scared of anything, really. Not obviously, like, there's stuff that people have to be scared about, but he just didn't seem like he was afraid to take steps in life. Which everyone is. Everyone's scared to take the next big step or take a step back, but like you have to, don't you, really? Like sometimes you just have to do it, and if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. Like it's not going to change anything that's happened in your life. Like what's gonna change? Like you can just go back to how you was normally. But
that's what he taught you.
Yeah, definitely. If you want to change something, try it. Just try and change it. But if it don't work out, it's fine. Just go back to how you was before.
What's your favourite thing about his music?
The sort of quirkiness of it. I think it's like, to me, like the first time I listened to it, I was like, oh, this is weird. Like, especially like lyrics. Like I'm usually listening to the music, but as soon as I listen to his music, I was like focused on the lyrics, because they're just, a lot of them are so weird, and like you like sit there questioning him, like, is he actually stupid? But he's not. Like he's actually a genius. Like the more you listen to him, and I think that's why people couldn't get on with him. But I think the more you listen to him, the more you're like, whoa, he's actually a genius. Yeah, definitely.
Why do you think people in general enjoy him and his music?
I don't know. I think nowadays, I think realistically, like on a real one, I think his death like made him popular. Like people who haven't heard of him last year when he died, and was like, oh, I'll give him a listen. I think his sales went up massively last year. Like it happens to everyone. Like when someone dies, like Prince and stuff, like that. But I think a lot of it was to do with like he's got a massive hype with his name.
Yeah.
So I think obviously that helps get people into him, and a lot of people sort of like to follow the hype and stuff. Like especially when he was new and younger, so they were like, oh, I'll listen to him because everyone else does. But I think nowadays it's quite.
So sift out.
Yeah. That people, yeah, exactly. Yeah, and I think it's I think if you genuinely like him, it's quite cool to like him. Like if you actually do, if you're not just saying it to be different, like to act different when you're actually not. Like
Yeah.
I think it's quite cool to like him. I think that's why he's quite popular because he's so different, and like no one's gonna argue. Like no one's gonna tell you you're wrong for liking him because he's a genius.
Yeah, exactly. Sick. If you can remember, do you remember how you felt when you first heard David Bowie?
Confused. Yeah, not in my sexuality. just no. I was just like I was like everyone has an initial reaction, but I was like, what is this? This is well different to anything I'd listened to.
Did that make you want to listen more?
Yeah. I always I'm the opposite to, like, I won't hear something and be like, oh, what is that? And I won't listen to it. I like just try more. And the more and more I listen to it, like you sort of become accustomed to something, don't you? Like you get used to a certain sound, and like you get used to a quirkiness, and then yeah. So I was just a bit like, oh, that's different. Like it's definitely distinct.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, but now I like him. I think he's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, so with any artist that you're talking about, it's probably the worst thing to ask what one thing would you like about him the most, but what is that one thing, if you can think of anything?
Don't know. I think his brain. His brain, like just the way that he thought, like went about stuff was so different. Like he went about it different to anyone else. That usually people just go pick a guitar up or bass or whatever, make some music and then write some lyrics to it and you got a song. But he was like really like, even though he threw it together, he really thought about it. Like everything was sort of well thought about. I just think that yeah, it's definitely his like songwriting capabilities. I think he's just really cool. Just a really cool guy.
No,
Yeah.
that's my questions.
Oh, sweet.